Good morning. It is day 166 on the Pacific Crest Trail. Um, and I'm on a sneaky little road walk that avoids going up and down like 2 miles of switchbacks and instead just kind of gradually goes up to meet the PCT. Thank you to the local that told us about this. Our bags are incredibly heavy. I think it has been heavier when I had like the 8 days of food and the bear can and the ice axe and the micro spikes in the Sierras, but it's been a while since it's been this heavy. 6 days of food, one of those, like for lunch I've got a breakfast burrito from the little cafe. I've got some mango juice in a glass bottle for the terminus in 4 days time. So yeah, we're going to be eating good, so it's going to be worth it. You may notice as well I've got some pink on my nose. That's to match my nails. As I say, when scales. She did my nails. I did my nose as well. So that's all fun. But yeah, left officially about 9:30. Everything's going nice and smoothly except for the pain. But we're headed to Canada. Last stretch. It finally begins. No more stops. We are now hiking into Canada. We'll get there in 4 days. See you in a bit.
Hello again. Today was one of those standard kind of coming out of town days where we end up doing more miles than we expected to do initially, except for the fact that, our bags were inordinately heavy. I think the heaviest they've been in months, and we definitely felt it. It was a struggle, and my left foot has complained quite a lot today because of just the extra weight. But I'm hoping after tonight it'll calm down a bit, and with the pack weight reduced gradually every day, we'll be chilling by the time we finish. Started off the day with a delicious breakfast. It was as good as dinner. It was great. Packed out my breakfast burrito as well, so very much enjoyed that for lunch. Excellent choice on my part. Very much kind of treating ourselves for this stretch, because the logic is we only have like half a month to resupply for, so we can spend twice as much money, but also we want to enjoy ourselves for the last few days, so why not? It's been a lot of fun. So I didn't get any footage really this morning because I was trying to maximise the amount of charging time my phone could get, because I only started charging it this morning, not overnight. So sadly, not much footage of the morning stuff or of the breakfast, but that's okay. It was a small chunk of the day. We all loaded onto the same bus as we got the previous day at 8 a.m. And got ourselves another sweet treat at the bakery, and it was delicious. Again, very good move on my part. I kind of wolfed it down on the bus on the way back, and had to wait a bit before we started hiking, because I think we got there maybe 8:45 at the trailhead again, and waited until past. I mean, we were chatting with friends because some of our other hiker friends like Ginger Step and Dealer were there. I thought they were ahead, but it was cool to catch up with them and see some other friends before they got on the bus to head into Stehekin. Just very chill, and we got some kind of local advice or just tips from I think a local ranger who was there as well. He was the one who told us about the road walk, which was very handy. So we were aiming for about 20 miles in the end. Ended up doing about 21 across. I think it went up. There was about 5,000, maybe 5,500 feet of up across the day. It was quite intense to begin with, and then it kind of leveled out after lunch, but it did get quite spicy hot. With our heavy backpacks, we even said it felt like we were back in the desert, or I felt like I was back in the desert just with how heavy my pack felt, and with the heat it was very reminiscent of that. So a fun little throwback for that, all right, for the end of trail as well. But then we had ourselves a lovely lunch with the extended kind of trail family from, again, the beginning times, which was fun. So Drippy, Tort, Jinx, and the three of us all kind of sat and had lunch together, which was nice. And that was also the point where we realised that our initial plan of doing about 19 miles a day across the 6 days doesn't really work, because that would mean getting to the terminus at the end of a day and then camping at the terminus and then hiking back, which you can't do So we had to do some little just replanning to make sure that we are on track to get there at a reasonable time, and like where we're camping and everything. And we worked out we do only need to do about 20 miles a day, so it does work out. But I think we're still going to try and do a little bit more for the next 2-3 days, just so we get to the terminus like mid-afternoon maybe, I think, and then gives us loads of time to get back to Hart's Pass, because I may have mentioned this already, so apologies if repeating myself, but you can no longer go straight into Canada anymore. So you have to hike up to the terminus and then hike back down 30 miles again to get to a trailhead where you can then hitch out. So we've got to factor that into our planning as well, but it's all sorted. 20 miles a day-ish should see us through. And then, like I said, the gradual uphill for the rest of the day wasn't too bad. Kind of got into a nice little groove. My bag felt a fair bit lighter as well, just I think because of the breakfast burrito, which was quite nice that it made that much difference. And I was probably just used to it by that point, but I'm hoping it'll feel lighter tomorrow as well. Another highlight is that there was one blowdown that we passed this morning, and the far out comments say that is the only blowdown of this section. So apparently we are now done with all blowdowns for the rest of trail. So that's a fun little thing to tick off, and a little sad reminder of there's going to be more and more of these lasts. Like we've had our last resupply, had our last blowdown. It's just reminders that it's all coming to an end. I apologise for being a bit repetitive with that, but it is all it's on everyone's minds at the moment, and it's exciting. We were saying today like we're about 90% excited, it's 10% sad for it to come to an end, but yeah, very much looking forward to everything that's coming up. And then carried on. There was a section where we kind of walked right next to a highway for about like 2-3 miles, which was a bit of a sensory experience. I didn't enjoy too much, just lots of loud car noises. But then we got to sit down in, like there was some construction work going on, so we had to like be rerouted round, and had a little break before the last like 1.7 miles before we got to camp. And then we got in, I think about like 6:30ish, maybe 6:40. So it's still fairly light, plenty of time for dinner and yapping as always. Don't yet know how far we're going to go tomorrow. I assume somewhere between like 21 and 23 miles. I'll let you know. I'll see you tomorrow.